Purple Hearts. Cassie Salazar is a waitress/bartender and performs with her band, The Loyal, at a bar in America. Diagnosed with type 1 diabetes 6 months earlier, she struggles to afford insulin and works multiple jobs to try and make ends meet. One night, she serves a group of Marines who are soon to be deployed to Iraq. One of them, Luke Morrow, flirts with Cassie, but she turns him down. Luke has his own set of difficulties. He became an addict after his mom's death, and although 2 years clean, he still owes $15,000 to his dealer, Jono. Estranged from his retired Marine dad, he asks his brother for help, but his brother declines. Cassie proposes to Frankie, a childhood friend and Luke's bunkmate, to benefit from the health insurance granted to military spouses. Frankie explains he plans to marry his sweetheart Riley. Although Luke overhears and advises against a fraudulent marriage, he realizes both their financial difficulties could be solved by getting married, as Luke will make more money and Cassie will have access to military spouse healthcare. They agree to marry before Luke deploys and share the extra pay. Their plan is that after a year, they will file for divorce. Frankie, the witness at the wedding, gives Cassie the ring he plans to marry Riley with, asking her to keep it safe. After, the newlyweds go to the bar with Frankie and Luke's fellow Marines. Cassie argues with one of them over a toast about hunting down Arabs, resulting in an argument with Luke, but to keep up appearances, they pretend to make amends. That night, he admits he is scared of both the marriage and Iraq. Cassie comforts him and they share an intimate night together. The next morning, the Marines are deployed. Before he gets on the bus to leave, Luke gives Cassie contact information for his brother, as she is now his next of kin. Cassie and Luke start sending emails and video calls to one another to keep up the ruse. She tells him that she wrote a song, "Come Back Home," for the Marines. She performs it for them, uplifting their spirits after a rough day. The song goes viral. Luke asks Cassie if he is her muse, and Cassie concedes he may be. One night while performing, she receives a call that Luke has been severely injured by an IED explosion and will be coming home to recover. Cassie tries to contact Luke's brother but accidentally contacts his father, angering Luke, as his father is a retired military police officer who would turn them in if he found out about their arrangement. While Luke is in the hospital, he tells Cassie that Frankie was killed in action. At Frankie's funeral, she gives Riley the ring she promised to keep safe for him. Luke, now using a wheelchair, moves into Cassie's apartment after being discharged from the hospital. Luke makes a wedding ring out of his dog tag chain for Cassie, and they redecorate their house to showcase their marriage for his father, who picks him up for physical therapy. Cassie adopts Peaches, a golden retriever, as an emotional support animal, to aid in Luke's recovery. Luke's rehab and their cohabitation inspire Cassie to write another song, "I Hate the Way," which she performs fabulously at Whiskey A Go Go and captures the attention of record companies. Still seeking his money, Jono breaks Cassie's mother's window and threatens Luke. That night, Cassie's sugar level drops, sending her into shock. Luke helps her recover and they share a kiss. The next day, Luke beats Jono up, gives him money and tells him to stay away. Instead, Jono informs Cassie's mother about Luke's past. When Cassie confronts Luke, he reveals he had stolen his father's car to sell, but crashed it instead, forcing him to borrow money from Jono to pay him back. Cassie asks for a divorce and demands that he leave her apartment by the next day. When Luke returns home from a run, he is detained by the MPs, who were informed by Jono of their fraudulent marriage. Luke's father calls Cassie to tell her of the charges and the impending trial. At his trial, Luke pleads guilty, taking full responsibility, and says that Cassie was unaware she violated military law. Luke is sentenced to 6 months in the brig, after which he will receive a bad conduct discharge. Luke covered for Cassie and told the judges she had nothing to do with this and she was spared of criminal charges.